The first stage of learning is unconscious incompetence. I don't know that I don't know. Best way that I can explain it is that when I was a little boy at 2 years old, I didn't know that I was going to tie my shoelaces. Okay? Clearly, I was very unaware that I was going to tie shoelaces. I just felt that shoelaces were always tied, but I was never going to do that role. That's the first stage of learning. Then what happens is that at about 3.5 or something, Mum says to me is that, son, one day you're going to tie the shoelaces. I go, really? Okay, it's like, I know all of you drive cars, but there's a moment in your life when you're about 6 years old that you realise that one day you're going to drive this beast called a car. And you have no idea how you're going to put the clutch, the gears and the brakes all together, and you think you have to have about 6 legs to be able to do that. And if you ever went for a driving lesson, the first time you popped into a manual, it stopped and started and went all like this. That's the next stage of learning. It's called conscious incompetence. I now know that I don't know. Now, that can be really scary because you can't erase your memory. But you can do this. Denial, excuses, and blame. This won't work for me. It can't work for me. You don't understand our business. Our business is different. That's the next stage of learning, which is now called conscious incompetence. I now know that I have to tie my shoelaces, but I have no idea what to do. The next stage of learning is questionably the most important. It is called conscious competence. And what conscious competence is that the first time I tied up my shoelaces, it was an appalling job. It didn't work out well. You tie them up for the first time, you're a child, it takes you 5 minutes to do something that you can close your eyes and now do. But at that particular stage, it takes you a lot of time. And even when you've got it right, you start running and all the shoelaces go everywhere. That's the next stage of learning. Conscious competence. This is about accelerating that. But you do still need to go through that process, because that's the process of learning. The last stage is unconscious competence. You get to a point where you can do things in your sleep. There are certain activities that I am there, like we all are. This happens to be my area of expertise. But if I wanted to play golf, I am somewhere here. So we're all at different levels. Now, here's the key. We all want to get there. We do. And because we live in a society of instant gratification, we want to get there really quickly. But in order to get there, you've actually got to go through this journey. Okay, and it's like going to the gym. It's the best explanation, is you go to the gym and you'll see a lot of people, they haven't been to the gym for 5 or 10 years, and they do one gym session and nearly destroy themselves in that gym session. Because they try to do stuff they did 20 years ago now, and guess what happens? They never go back to the gym again. Because they've inflicted, they stagger out of there, they walk up and they say, I never want to do that again. True success is taking small steps. And you notice that if you just go to the gym and you want to lift weights, for example, you just do a little bit better each day. It's the same process here. And all I'm suggesting is that if you are there, if you walked in a little bit, I don't know that I don't know, In some areas, it may not be in all areas, I now know that I don't know. That is the journey that leads you to there. So I want you to feel very comfortable in your discomfort, because that is incredibly important in what we're doing. And you will see a major difference, because it'll stir you into action to take little small steps. And those small steps will lead to giant leaps over time. So I just wanted to prepare, just to be very comfortable with that, because that is the journey that we are taking you on. And that is the journey that all your team members also go through the same process. And that's why some people just don't like learning, because learning means that they're exposed to things that could potentially challenge the stuff.